So in this video, I am going to talk about endogenous lipid transport, that is VLDL, IDL and LDL metabolism. VLDL is very low density lipoprotein, IDL is intermediate density lipoprotein and LDL is low density lipoprotein. Exogenous lipid transport is mediated by the chylomicrons. So from the dietary lipids, they are transported to the peripheral tissue from intestine is via the chylomicrons, while endogenously synthesized lipids like triglycerides, phospholipid, cholesterol ester that are endogenously produced in the liver, they are transported to the peripheral tissue with the help of VLDL, IDL and LDL. So we will see in detail now. So suppose in the liver, this is liver, in the liver there is the hepatocytes. In the hepatocytes, they are cell in the smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Lipids are endogenously synthesized. Which lipid? Like triglyceride, phospholipid, cholesterol, they are synthesized. Now, these endogenously synthesized lipids have to be transported to the peripheral tissue. Like skeletal muscle, heart, or adipose tissue. In adipose tissue, mainly fatty acid will be stored, while skeletal muscle and in heart, it is required for the energy purpose. So, endogenously produce triglyceride. Okay, suppose in the liver, triglyceride, phospholipid, and cholesterol ester. The synthesis and secretion of this VLDL is similar to the chylomicron. You can see in my previous video also, link is given in the description as well as also in the suggestion box. So these lipids are hydrophobic, so for transportation it requires apoprotein. For the transportation of this, it requires the ApoB100. Okay, ApoB100 which is produced by the liver cells. Okay, so this ApoB100, triglyceride, phospholipid and cholesterol ester, it is called as the nascent VLDL. Now it gets ApoC2 and ApoE from HDL. Okay, so HDL will donate ApoE and ApoC2. So now this triglyceride, phospholipid, cholesterol ester along with the ApoB100, C2 and ApoE. This structure is called mature VLDL. Okay, so in the circulation from HDL, ApoC2 and ApoE is donated, and now this nascent VLDL is converted to mature VLDL. So you can see now this mature VLDL, it contains ApoB100, ApoC2 and ApoE. It will go to the peripheral tissue like skeletal muscle, heart or adipose tissue. And in the capillary of this peripheral tissue, there is an endothelium and endothelium heparin bound lipoprotein lipase. Now this lipoprotein lipase is activated by ApoC2 and it will convert the triglyceride of the VLDL to glycerol and fatty acid. This fatty acid is utilized while glycerol will go to the liver. And this triglyceride is broken down to glycerol and fatty acid. Now, and once the function is over, once triglyceride is broken down to the smaller molecules, then this ApoC2 will go back to the HDL. So the remaining portion, the smaller amount of triglyceride, phospholipid, cholesterol along with the ApoB100 and ApoE. Now this structure is called as a IDL, intermediate density lipoprotein, which has a less triglyceride than the VLDL and ApoC2 will not be there. Now this IDL, okay, it will be B100 and ApoE. Now this IDL will go to the liver. In the liver, there is a ApoE receptor. So there is the two head of the IDL. That one, it is taken up by the ApoE receptor on the liver and endocytose, and 50% of the IDL. 50% will endocytose and 50% are acted by the hepatic lipase enzyme. Hepatic lipase enzyme that is present in the sinusoidal surface of the liver. So what this hepatic lipase will do? It will convert the triglyceride to remaining triglyceride to glycerol and fatty acid, and only thing remaining will be cholesterol ester, some amount of phospholipid and ApoB100. And ApoE again will go back to the HDL. Okay, so this portion which contains mainly the cholesterol ester, no triglyceride and ApoB100, that is called as a LDL, low density lipoprotein. Okay, understood. Now this LDL has a two fat. Okay, this is LDL. Either it can go to the liver. In the liver, there is a LDL receptor. Okay, so this LDL will be taken up by the LDL receptor, and there will be endocytose, and which will be useful to provide cholesterol, and cholesterol will be converted to bile salts for the digestion of the lipids. Okay, so 70% of the LDL will go to the liver and it will be utilized, while 30% of the LDL it will be taken up by the peripheral tissue. But which are the peripheral tissue that requires the cholesterol? So one is adrenal gland which requires cholesterol for the synthesis of steroid hormones. Okay. One is gonads. It requires for the formation of sex hormones. Then skin, that will take up the LDL. They have a LDL receptor and it will take up the LDL because here we require the synthesis of vitamin D. Okay, all the peripheral tissue that requires the cholesterol, there is the LDL receptor, and LDL will transport the cholesterol to the peripheral tissue, right? So we see the diagram also. So triglyceride, cholesterol ester and phospholipid, they will be incorporated with the help of ApoB100 in the liver, that is called as the nascent LDL. In the circulation, ApoC2 and ApoE is donated by the HDL, and once ApoC2 and ApoE is along with the ApoB100, it is called as a mature VLDL. It will go to the peripheral tissue and capillaries, endothelial cell contain lipoprotein lipase. Okay, and ApoC2 will activate lipoprotein lipase and break down triglyceride to glycerol and fatty acid, and remaining portion is called as a IDL. This IDL has a two fat, that 50% is taken up by the ApoE mediated endocytosis, while 50% with the help of hepatic lipase it will be converted. Triglyceride will be broken down to glycerol and fatty acid, and only cholesterol ester will be there, and ApoB100. So only ApoB100 present, only apoprotein present in LDL is ApoB100. Okay, so this LDL has a two fat. One, 70% is taken up by the LDL receptor present on the liver cell, while 30% will go to the extrahepatic tissue like adrenal gland, gonads or skin, where it is taken up. Okay, so you can see again here in the liver, the triglyceride and cholesterol, they will bind the ApoB100. It is called as VLDL. It gets ApoC and ApoE from HDL. It is called as mature VLDL. This mature VLDL will go to the extrahepatic tissue or peripheral tissue, where it is activated the lipoprotein lipase. It will break down triglyceride to glycerol and fatty acid. Once the action is over, ApoC2 will go back to the HDL, and remaining portion along with ApoB100 and ApoE, it's called the IDL. IDL, they have a two fat. Either it can go to the by the ApoE receptor mediated endocytosis, go inside the liver, or with the hepatic lipase enzyme, it is converted to LDL. LDL is a two fat. 70% will go to the LDL receptor present in the liver, while 30% will go to the extrahepatic tissue for the formation of steroid hormones and vitamin D. Okay. So if you can differentiate between exogenous and endogenous transport, so dietary lipids, they are incorporated into the chylomicrons, and at the peripheral tissue capillary, lipoprotein lipase will break down triglycerides to glycerol fatty acid. It will be formed the chylomicron remnant, which is taken up by the ApoE-mediated receptor endocytosis. While whatever endogenous reproduced lipids, they are, if they have ApoB100, they will form the VLDL, taken up by the capillaries of the peripheral tissue, and lipoprotein lipase will break down the triglyceride, and ultimately IDL is formed. Then IDL will be 50% is taken up by the liver, while 50%, while hepatic lipase, it is converted to LDL. LDL is a 2-fat. 70% will take up by the LDL receptor present in the liver, and 30% is by the peripheral tissue. Okay. So in normal, this LDL that is produced is taken up by the LDL receptor. But if there is a excess amount of dietary cholesterol, then cholesterol repression of LDL receptor, cholesterol will repress the LDL receptor synthesis, and that will lead to accumulation of LDL. Or in some case, there is a genetic defective LDL receptor. In that case also, LDL is increased. And if increased LDL, they are acted by the free radical, and it will form the oxidized LDL, which will be taken up by the macrophage, and they will form the form cell. And they form cell, ultimately they proliferate, and they will form the plaque, and they will block the lumen of the artery, and it will lead to the infarction. So this is all about the VLDL, IDL, and LDL metabolism. I hope you like this video. Thank you.